Good evening. Stefan was on assignment today, and we begin with a heartbreaker of a game for Canadians across the country. Now, despite a hard-fought battle, the women's Olympic hockey team fell to the U.S. in overtime, narrowly missing out on the gold medal. And as CTV's Dylan Dyson tells us, pride and unity were on display this afternoon, cheering the team on, playing in Italy.
A country sitting on pins and needles as the Canadian women faced off against the United States for Olympic gold for the 7th time.
Am I nervous? Am I nervous? Of course I'm nervous.
Canada took a 1-0 lead through a shorthanded goal by Kristen O'Neill, sending the country into a frenzy. Watch parties were held across the nation's capital, bringing fans young and old together. At St. Gabriel's Elementary School in Canada, patriotic memories were made for the first time.
Wow, what a historical moment this would be for us if we could all watch it. Everybody together, cheering their country on, and it's a moment to all be together.
As you can see, there's not a lot of people in our school who play hockey, so it's really cool to get to have this day to just watch hockey as a school.
Canada looked to be on the road to gold, but a late goal by the U.S. pushed the game into overtime, where Canada would fall 2-1.
Darn, we were so close, but the Americans played better and more aggressively in that overtime period. Better team won. But darn.
A disappointing outcome for the country, but a foundational moment for these young fans.
It's really cool because it's like women's hockey and there's not much to it now.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
And also on day 13 of the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, Team Homan had better luck today. They will be heading to the playoffs. The Ottawa athlete helped lead Canada to a 10-7 victory over South Korea this morning. Homan, Tracy Fleury, Ottawa's Emily Miskew, and Sarah Wilkes will now face Sweden in the semifinals, and that match is tomorrow morning at 8:05 a.m. And Canada's men's curling team will be competing for a gold medal. Team Jacobs beat Norway 5-4 in today's semifinal match. They will now face Great Britain in the gold medal game, and that will take place on Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And taking a look at the Olympic standings, Canada still in 11th place, but now with 15 medals, 4 gold, 5 silver, and 6 bronze. And hockey attention turns now to the men's hockey team on their Olympic run. Canada's semifinal showdown faces off tomorrow morning against Finland, and some bars here in Ottawa will be open for early morning watch parties. Now, Canada punched their ticket to the Final Four in Milan Cortina with a come-from-behind 4-3 win over Czechia on Tuesday. The Lowertown Brewery in the ByWard Market is ready, and they're getting ready for a big crowd Friday morning to watch this must-win game.
Tomorrow morning we're going to be open an hour early, so we'll be open at 10:30 as opposed to 11:30. And obviously we'll be cheering on the Canadian men's team. And then Sunday morning we're doing a watch party. Fingers crossed that they'll be making it there, playing for the gold. And we'll be open and able to serve because of the AGCO giving us an extra, they give us an extension to open up at 8 a.m. So we can pour beers at 8 a.m. and game starts at 8:10.
Now, the last Olympic matchup between Canada and the Finns was in Pyeongchang in 2018, and this is the second time the teams have faced off in the semifinals. Again, puck drop is set for just after 8 o'clock Friday morning. The winner will play either the U.S. or Slovakia for gold on Sunday morning. All right, we'll take a look at what's happening weather-wise. A quick look there at the NAC in Parliament Hill there behind me is a great evening. A little milder, but again, still cool here in the capital. We'll take a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. -6 degrees right now here in Ottawa. CTV's Jackie Paris standing by with our first look at weather tonight. Jackie.
Well, our overnight into early tomorrow morning, mainly dry skies as well, but we are anticipating some rain and precipitation moving through. It's going to start to see it in Kingston, where we will see that rain, freezing rain, and light flurries, not in for Ottawa until Friday evening. So it could make for a messy evening commute. Keep a close eye on this. It has prompted a special weather statement in effect for Smiths Falls and Brockville, where we could see 10 centimeters of snow. So keep an eye on this. Tomorrow's a daytime high, about -1 degree, so still fairly moderate for this time of year. We'll have a full look at your weather forecast in just a bit. Kimberly.
Jackie. Ottawa police are now investigating the city's 4th homicide of the year after a man died following a stabbing near the Rideau Centre on Thursday evening. Police say the stabbing happened on Rideau Street just after 5:30. Ottawa paramedics say a man was found at the scene with stab wounds and brought to hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police confirmed that the man died shortly after. Police have taken one person into custody and the homicide unit is investigating. They say there is no threat to public safety. And this is the second stabbing near the Rideau Centre in 5 days. Anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. A 63-year-old Ottawa man is facing child luring charges, and police believe there could be other victims. Officers searched a home in the city's South End yesterday and charged James R. Walker with making sexually explicit materials available to someone under the age of 16 and communicating with a person under 16. Police say he used the usernames Walking My Dog Ott, Ottmail 69, Walking My Dog, and a 10-4 Rubby Ducky. And one person was taken to hospital after a head-on crash near Bruce Pit yesterday afternoon. Police were called to Cedar View around 3:30 p.m. One of the drivers was trapped and firefighters had to remove the driver's side door to free her. She was brought to hospital in a stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. The other driver was not injured. As federal public servants prepare to spend more time in the office starting this summer, one councillor is raising concerns that the new hybrid work policy could push Ottawa's already strained transit system to the limit, especially in the East End. CTV's Caitlin Wilson reports.
For Dennis Yonkis, this is the daily trip to work downtown from Orleans. And these days,
it's a mess.
Once he reaches Blair Station, he says it gets a little easier, but getting there is a gamble.
Coming in, maybe you can get a bus, you get into Blair, you keep going. But coming home, you come back to Blair, there's no buses. So you get hundreds of people just waiting.
And when he's late or juggling kids, he drives and pays for parking if he can find it.
Especially with everybody now going to work, going into the office more, you really do need that reliable transportation system, and it's just not there.
With public servants returning to the office 4 days a week in July, Orleans South Navan councillor Catherine Kitt says the system isn't ready.
Commute times are on transit from South Orleans, an hour and a half, 2 hours, upwards of that.
Concerns she also raised during the debate on the city's return to office mandate last fall, saying infrastructure in the fast-growing East End hasn't kept pace with demand.
Even though we are advancing infrastructure solutions that could make a difference, the actual constructed solution is still a number of years away, and I think it's all going to come home to roost.
And there's still no word on when the O-Train East Extension will open. Meanwhile, aging buses and ongoing train issues continue to add pressure on commuters. The mayor admits transit has been a challenge, but says improvements are on the way.
We're expecting to receive another 60 electric buses in the next 6 to 8 weeks. That's going to significantly add to the fleet of buses that we have now and address some of the issues we have.
But for riders like Yonkis, the question is whether that help will arrive fast enough.
Everybody's trying to do the right work-life balance, and if the city is not able to support that, aligning things with what the city can actually support would be great.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Meantime, a second federal union has taken legal action over the federal government's return to office policy. The Professional Institute of the Public Service of Canada says it has filed an unfair labor practice complaint over the government's decision to change the hybrid work policy while bargaining is underway. The Public Service Alliance of Canada has also filed an unfair labor practice complaint. Well, we're getting a new look tonight at the latest bus cancellation numbers and the most canceled routes as OC Transpo continues to deal with a shortage of both buses and mechanics for its aging fleet. OC Transpo canceled fewer trips in the first week of February than it did in any week of January. And between January 1st and 7th, there were nearly 1,600 canceled buses, and some of the hardest hit routes, they serve downtown Ottawa. and that includes Route 12 between Blair and Tunney's Pasture. That saw the highest number of cancellations with 97. Route 6, which runs along Rideau and Bank Streets, had 65 bus trips canceled. And on Route 14, 61 buses were canceled in the first week of the month. OC Transpo says it has received applications for new mechanics to help deal with bus shortages. And of the canceled trips in the first week of February, about a third of them were canceled because there were no buses available or for a mechanical issue. OC Transpo also says it now has 49 electric buses available for service. And by the end of the year, it hopes to have about 230 new electric buses in its fleet. Well, it's an ambitious plan to revamp a major tourist destination in the city that many say has become unsafe. Ottawa's mayor unveiling details today on the plans for a ByWard Market makeover, which includes renovations and creating more flexible pedestrian spaces. Mark Sutcliffe showing what's in store for major construction ahead as part of a $129 million plan that got greenlit back in 2021. Now, the project will add new outdoor dining terraces, public art, and a second-floor outdoor patio for the ByWard Market building.
The ByWard Market's a huge part of our city. It's a critical part of our future, and we need to invest in it, and we need to tackle all of the issues that we're facing with the market and also create lots of exciting new spaces.
Now, businesses inside the ByWard Market building say that they're excited about the plan, but they're also concerned about how interruptions could be affected by the market during construction. Now, city staff say the full report on the ByWard Market action plan will be released on Friday. And part of the plan to revamp the market would also see some major changes at a municipal parking garage in the area. The city is set to convert the lot at 70 Clarence Street to a 3-hour pay and display system. Right now, there is no limit on how long drivers can park there. Mayor Sutcliffe says the change is meant to encourage turnover and increase the availability of short-term parking.
So it was not that long ago, so we still need to remember to never let those things happen again. I cried 3 times.
Coming up, students at a Canada high school mark Black History Month with a walk to watch an emotional educational story. CHEO's 50-50 lottery is now open. This year's jackpot is guaranteed at $500,000, but it can grow even bigger than that. Half of the jackpot goes to the winner. The other half supports kids and families at the Children's Hospital. Tickets are available online at cheo5050.ca. All right, we'll take another check of weather right now. That's a look at the Rideau Canal by the Laurier Avenue Bridge. Again, it was a nice evening if you're out and about. Let's head back over to CTV Jackie Perez with a look at your extended forecast. Jackie.
Well, the spring-like temperatures will continue for overnight, getting down to about -8, and then tomorrow, daytime high -1, but by the afternoon, we could see up to 3 to 5 centimeters of snow moving in our evening. Keep in mind the wind gust is going to start to pick up around the noon hour, up to 50 kilometers per hour, and this will maintain for most of our evening. So we will be cooler temperatures for sure. Tonight's lows across eastern Ontario between -7, -8 between Ottawa and Pembroke, but -10 in Cornwall. Still slightly warmer down by the lake, about freezing mark for Kingston, and Montreal sitting around -9. Clear skies really for the overnight. Tomorrow's daytime highs, we are hovering around the freezing mark, so -1 in Ottawa, about 0 in Pembroke, 1 degree in Kingston and Trenton. And as we look towards Montreal, daytime high -3 degrees. So we talk about the snow that is moving through. It will clear out by time Saturday morning rolls around. The clouds will likely stick around, maybe a little bit of sunshine by Saturday afternoon, but by Sunday we will be in the clear. We may even see a little bit of those flurries lingering Saturday evening and maybe even perhaps Sunday evening. So yes, there is a slight chance we could see that for our weekend, but -5 is going to be our daytime high for Saturday. -2 for Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, we will likely see drier conditions, but a little bit chillier by the time Tuesday rolls around with a daytime high of -8.
Well, the death of Emmett Till, who was murdered in Mississippi in the 1950s, was a catalyst for the U.S. civil rights movement. His story is still impacting many, including students in Canada, who marched together today to watch a special screening based on the true story of his life. CTV's Peter Sperling reports.
As credits roll, an audience reflects.
Honestly, this film is really heavy.
Ksenia Plavsky, one of 300 students at All Saints High School, attending a special screening of the movie Till. based on the true story of 14-year-old Emmett Till, who was murdered in Mississippi in the 1950s.
How tragic his story is.
His death became a catalyst for the civil rights movement. His story inspiring the grade 10 student to create a hand-drawn portrait of Till on display in the school's front lobby.
This film is really impacted me a lot.
Till's story and the film leaving an impact on many students and staff.
I cried 3 times.
It was really strong and moving.
So it was not that long ago, so we still need to remember to never let those things happen again.
I bawled through the whole thing, but moving.
Students took part in a Walk Till Justice, marching from their school to the theater.
But the walk back it's them actually unpacking what they saw.
It's the second time teacher Anne-Marie Vanesta has organized this walk and screening after first doing it in 2023.
I hope it leads to a better understanding of what racism is really all about. I hope it leads to them, when you know better, you do better.
My name is Keith. I was shocked.
And at today's presentation, a personal address from one of the film's producers and writers.
He was so impressed with what we were doing.
Vanesta's efforts to inspire and educate, garnering international recognition, including receiving the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation Woman of Courage Award in Washington, D.C. in 2025.
To walk the red carpet with, civil rights activists and actors in the film and producers and writers and there's this little old teacher myself, I just felt truly humbled to just be in their presence.
She's an influence at the school, where walls are decorated with Black History Month pictures and posters.
As many opportunities I can give to kids.
Teaching and inspiring students. Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Well, still to come, the decline in cross-border trips in eastern Ontario continues amid the tariff war between Canada and the United States and the low Canadian dollar.
This is your United Way Minute.
99% of our clients have experienced poverty, childhood abuse, substance use issues, and as a result of that have been involved in the justice system. So we work towards helping them work through those underlying issues and to live a good life.
I was able to gain such resources and support. No longer do I worry about recidivism. I'm feeling so happy right now, I guess because of the fact that I'm here and I'm a survivor.
The Elizabeth Fry Society of Ottawa and United Way East Ontario have been partners for many years, and through that partnership we've been able to develop and grow our group programming, our individual counseling, and our volunteer programs.
I see myself and my life through a whole different lens.
Help vulnerable people navigate and thrive in life beyond the justice system. Donate today at unitedwayeo.ca or call 613-228-6700.
All month, supporters of the University of Ottawa Heart Institute are helping light the capital red, and that includes the Rogers Centre Ottawa, which is recognizing the Institute for its dedication to saving lives, advancing cardiovascular research, and delivering compassionate world-class care. And the Ottawa City Hall building also illuminated in red for Heart Month. The mayor says the city is proud to join Light the Capital Red to recognize the Heart Institute's life-saving work and the dedicated healthcare professionals who support patients and families across the city. Well, it appears many Canadians continue to boycott travel to the U.S. Trips at Eastern Ontario land border crossings were down in January for the 12th straight month. The Seaway Valley is home to 3 bridges, one in the Thousand Islands, another in Cornwall, and one in Prescott, all of which lead into New York State. CTV's Tyler Fleming has more from Prescott.
In the town of Prescott, these days the road less traveled is actually a bridge. The one going to Ogdensburg, New York.
I drive past the border every single day when I go to work, so 5 days a week, and it's considerably down.
For many, like Kelly Windsor, life in a border town comes with frequent trips to the United States.
I used to go about once a month for dinner and maybe some shopping, and I guess since last January, I haven't really traveled across very much at all.
There's thousands of Canadians doing the same. Border traffic here at the Prescott-Ogdensburg Bridge is dropping fast. Just over 14,000 crossings in January, down from nearly 20,000 a year ago, with declines continuing each month.
But Bob Miller's habits haven't changed.
I go across the border here quite a lot.
He's got friends on the other side, Americans.
It's never about the people. It's the White House.
While political tensions are keeping more Canadians home,
they're hurt.
Soaring prices south of the border aren't helping.
It used to be affordable, not so much anymore. Pricing in the States is the same as it is in Canada, and then you pay the exchange rate on top. 36 to 40 cents on the dollar is very significant.
Canadians want value for their money, and right now the U.S. may not be offering that.
The latest data from U.S. Customs and Border Protection shows while air travel between the two countries is down, the real turbulence is at land crossings.
If the exchange rate is going to hurt you, if shopping in the U.S. is going to cost you more because of tariffs, it's like, what's the point?
Even in Canada, obviously grocery prices are inflating, and everyone's trying to keep a hold of their dollar in their pocket as much as they can.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
Rather than, toss them in the landfill, I'm actually able to make new sticks.
Well, if you play hockey or have children who do, hockey sticks are expensive to replace, but one hockey dad has figured out a way to repair them. We'll have that story next. And while it wasn't the result Canadians were hoping for in today's women's gold medal hockey game, sorry to remind you of that again. The Olympics, though, they are still inspiring young hockey players right across the country. But hockey parents know it is a costly sport, especially if you need to replace hockey sticks. And as CTV's Pat Foran reports, one hockey dad has found a solution.
Brody. Back for Nylander, shoots it. When one of the Toronto Maple Leafs breaks a stick, they skate to the bench to get a new one. Sticks often self-destruct at the wrong time, and when it happens in recreational and minor hockey games, they're expensive to replace. Where do sticks typically break?
Well, honestly, they're
everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere and anywhere.
Rod Daigle of Mississauga has two sons in AAA hockey. Like many parents, he was getting frustrated with his growing stick budget.
When a stick costs anywhere from $380 to $450, and you need to have 3 or 4 in a season, that adds up.
Most composite hockey sticks only come with a 30-day warranty. Daigle says it seemed like many would break not long after the warranty expired, so he devised a way to repair them.
I received this goalie stick yesterday, asked to be repaired. You see the shaft is snapped here, so that should be a pretty straightforward repair.
Daigle says shafts are easier to fix than blades, and sometimes it's better to fuse two broken sticks together to create a new one, something he calls a Frankenstick.
Rather than, toss them in the landfill, I'm actually able to make new sticks that are affordable and usable and nearly as light as the original.
He started out helping his sons, but now has a small business, Stick Medic, repairing sticks often for recreational players. He has his own method using resin, composite fibers, and a steady hand. He charges about $80 for a repair and says he guarantees it won't break in the same place.
Families are getting tired of the breakage and short lifespan of these highly expensive sticks.
Daigle is not sure how big his business will grow, but says it's good to let players know they have options. So if you have an expensive broken stick, you may be able to repair it and get it back in the game. Pat Foran, CTV News.
All right, coming up, Jackie will have one more look at the forecast and a look at this. A giant Irish flag gets a special blessing before embarking on a multi-city St. Patrick's Day parade journey. Well, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, holding steady here at -6 degrees here in Ottawa. We'll have one last check on the forecast. We'll head back to Jackie Paris for our final check now on weather. Jackie.
Well, cloudy skies to start off our Friday. -6 is the temperature, but with the wind chill, it's going to feel closer to -13. The wind will start to pick up, though, by the afternoon with gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour. The snow will start to arrive likely here in Ottawa just after 5 o'clock, but parts of eastern Ontario could see this much earlier. And again, parts of Smiths Falls as well as Brockville could see up to 10 centimeters of snow. Kimberly.
Well, thank you, Jackie. Finally, for us tonight, a giant Irish flag was unfurled at the St. Patrick's Basilica this afternoon to receive a special multi-faith blessing. The massive flag will be a centerpiece of the Irish Society's 2026 St. Patrick's Day Parade on March 7th, and the flag will be taken to Toronto for that city's St. Patrick's Day Parade on March 14th, and finally to the Montreal Parade on March 22nd. Now, 36 volunteers took part in today's event. Pretty cool. Well, that's CTV News for this Thursday, February the 19th. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Take care.